Hi everyone. We've just concluded our fourth Modern Workplace event series event here in Sydney around the digital revolution. And with that, we've focused heavily in areas such as intelligent communications, collaboration, and also security, focusing on the great capability of Microsoft 365. But one thing that we know is that if you can't work effectively, then you can't take advantage of these fantastic innovations. And that's why we've enlisted Cyril to help us. So Cyril Popignon works for Work Smarter, Live Better, and they're a consultant who's been working extensively with Microsoft and our partners and customers over the past weeks, months, and years. And Cyril, it'd be great just to get some of your insights as to what you've seen and also what you're seeing in the modern workplace, because you talk about not being trained to work. Well, what does that actually mean?
Yeah, something that surprised me over the year, where you work with CEO, you work with leaders, and you think that those people are very highly effective. And I started the discussion with something I think has shocked people, which is most people have they been shown how to work. And so what do you mean by that? Well, if you really think about it, when you go to school, you go to university, you learn more qualifications. So you become a doctor, you become an engineer, you become an accountant. And one day you start working, and I gave some example, I think that we all had a laugh. I looked at, well, let's look at how you organize yourself. Let's look at your desk. Let's look at the pile of document on your desk. Now it's moved to your computer. Let's look at under your inbox all the folders and how people keep other folders and subfolders and subfolders. And ask people, say, well, why? Why are you doing this way? Why did you keep this way of organizing yourself for this kind of folders? And most people say, I don't know, I have so much information that I need to keep that I try to find a system that works for me. Is that the best way of doing it? Maybe yes, maybe no. Have they been shown how to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. And there were certainly some pieces that you made me look in the mirror and feel a bit uncomfortable at times there in the session today, but that's great.
I have some people saying to me, Cyril, do you have a webcam in my office? So yes.
And what are the big, you mentioned email, what are some of the big pitfalls you're seeing people take every single day as they try to become more productive?
I think there is a confusion between quantity and quality. People think performance is about quantity. It's about the number of meetings you're doing, it's about the number of emails you're responding, the number of tasks you're doing. And I think performance is about quality. And there's this big pitfall at the moment where we try to be more collaborative. And collaboration is really important, and the tools to support that are very important. But sometimes it comes to the detriment of quality and of focus.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that ties into what we're seeing in the market, where there's just so much data being created right now. They say that 90% of the total data in the world has been created in the past 2 years, right? Crazy. So it's just hitting people. So for the people watching this, top tip, out of everything that you talk about, and I know it's extensive, what is the one top tip that or takeaway you'd suggest people get on with straight away?
A hard question, because when we work with a team, we take them through, so we work with leaders in their team and we take them through a 4-month journey. So top tip on the top of my lung. I'd probably say focus is one, but I will say also prioritize by impact. What do I mean by this? With the speed of everything which is going, with the number of email we are receiving, with the number of meetings. I mean, I've moved from the logic of looking at people's calendar and saying it used to be back-to-back. And so people used to be back-to-back. Now I call that the Tetris calendar. And the Tetris calendar is you've got 3 meetings at once competing for one spot. That Tetris. That's what our calendar looks like. So the speed has accelerated.
You're making me look in the mirror again, by the way.
Yes. And I think we all do. I think we all do. We can all relate to this. With the speed of things, we are pushed with urgency. We're pushed to look at things and say, I need to do this, I need to respond to this, and so on. If I have one tip, one simple tip for me, it'll be prioritize by impact. What does that mean by this? You look at everything you have to do, and most people ask themselves, forward, when is it due? So you look at the list, you look at email, you look at everything we have to do, and we always have at the back of our mind, when is it due? And I think you need to fight against that, and you need to put another filter in your brain. And the filter that comes above is not when is it due. The most important question is what impact long term. If I can implement, in the Matrix, and you put something zip in the back of your mind, and you just, and Neo got really trained. If I could zip that to a lot of people, which is switch, put your filter, what impact long term? Every quarter, I look at my priority, and every quarter, I choose 3 priorities based on what impact long term. Every week, I look at my list, and every week, I prioritize my list on this logic, what impact long term. Every day I look at what I have to do, and every day I use this logic, what impact long term. The impact long term is not only your performance. I look at my kids, I look at my wife. I have so many emails. No, darling, I don't have the time to go out with you. No, Mirabelle, Fleur, or Cameron, my 3 kids, I don't have the time. And I think, what impact long term? Responding to this email or spending time with them? That's my tip.
And look, it's certainly had I want to thank you personally, because you've had a profound effect on my life and how I prioritize things and what I see as actually important in my working day, but also in my personal life. And it was really great that we had the opportunity to share some of those insights with our customers today. So really want to thank you.
And I really resonate with this, because it's not about habits, it's not about having a clear inbox, it's not having about a clear desk, it's not about having an organized calendar. That's not what it's about. It's about life, it's about feeling, it's about freedom, it's about control, it's about moments really matter, living a life where you really put the moment that matter first. That's what it's about.
Great way to finish.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Cyril.
You're welcome.